The old mechanic never forgot the day a little girl walked into his workshop crying over a broken bike. He fixed it without taking a dime. He thought it was just another act of kindness, until months later, a black car pulled up in front of his shabby garage, and a woman stepped out with tears in her eyes, saying, "You don't know how much that small kindness changed my daughter's life, and now, we'd like to change yours." If this story touched your heart, show your love, like, share, and comment your thoughts. It was an unusually warm morning in the small town of Brookfield. The sun had barely climbed above the rooftops, yet the air already carried the heavy scent of oil and metal. Inside a dimly lit garage on the corner of Maple Street, Ethan Cole, a 42-year-old mechanic with grease-stained hands and tired eyes, was working on an old pickup truck that hadn't seen better days, much like himself. His garage wasn't much, just two rusty tool cabinets, a flickering light, and a cracked sign that read, "Cole's Auto Repair." Most days, he barely made enough to cover rent for the shop. But Ethan didn't complain. He had learned long ago that kindness and integrity were the only riches some men could afford. Just as he was tightening a bolt, he heard the soft creak of his front door and a small, timid voice behind him. Excuse me, sir. My bike, it doesn't work anymore." Ethan turned around and saw a little girl, no more than 9 years old, standing there clutching a small pink bicycle with a bent wheel and a broken chain. Her shoes were scuffed, her dress slightly torn, and her eyes, though bright, were filled with worry. Ethan wiped his hands on a rag and gave a gentle smile. "Hey there, kiddo. What happened to your bike?" The girl bit her lip. "I was riding down the hill, and I fell. Mommy's at work, and I don't have money to fix it, but I really need it to go to school." Ethan crouched down, inspecting the bike. The damage wasn't too bad, a few bent spokes, a slipped chain, and a missing bolt. But the way she said, "I really needed to go to school," struck him deeper than she could imagine. He remembered his own daughter, Mia, who would have been around her age if life hadn't taken her too soon. He swallowed the ache in his chest and forced a grin. "Well, you came to the right place. How about we fix it together, huh?" The girl's face lit up instantly. "Really? But I don't have any money." Ethan shook his head. "Then you'll just have to pay me in smiles." She giggled, the kind of innocent sound that could brighten even the darkest corners of his heart. For the next half hour, Ethan showed her how to clean the gears, straighten the wheel, and tighten the chain. She watched every move with fascination, her little fingers trying to mimic his. The girl told him her name was Sophie Miller, and she lived a few streets away with her mother. Her father had passed away 2 years earlier, and things hadn't been easy since. As he worked, Ethan listened quietly. There was something about her honesty that reminded him of what he'd lost, and what still mattered. When he was done, the bike looked almost new again. He dusted off his hands. "There you go, Miss Sophie. Good as new." She grinned from ear to ear. "Wow. It's perfect. Thank you so much, Mr. Ethan," he said. Just Ethan. She reached into her little backpack and pulled out 2 crumpled dollar bills. "Please take it. It's all I have." Ethan knelt down and gently closed her hand. "Keep it. Maybe buy yourself some ice cream on the way home." Her eyes shimmered. "You're really nice, Mr. Ethan." He smiled, though his voice trembled slightly. "Sometimes, kiddo, the world needs a little more nice." Sophie rode off, waving at him as she disappeared down the street. Ethan stood by the door, watching until she was gone. He didn't know why, but something about that small encounter filled his heart in a way no paycheck ever had. Days passed. Then weeks. Then months. Business didn't get any better. The rent was overdue again, and Ethan knew the landlord's patience wouldn't last much longer. He considered selling his old tools, his only source of income, but something inside him kept whispering, "Hold on. Things can change." Then, one afternoon, while he was closing up shop, a sleek black car pulled up in front of his garage. It was a model so expensive Ethan had only seen it on TV. The tinted window rolled down, and a woman stepped out, elegant, confident, wearing a cream blazer and heels that clicked sharply on the pavement. "Mr. Ethan Cole?" she asked softly. Ethan hesitated, wiping his hands nervously. "Ah, yes, ma'am. That's me. Can I help you?" She smiled faintly. I think you already have. Before he could respond, the back door opened, and Sophie jumped out, beaming. Mr. Ethan. Ethan's face broke into a surprised grin. Sophie. What are you doing here? The woman, her mother, walked closer. I'm Olivia Miller. Sophie's mother. I wanted to meet the men my daughter talks about every single day. Ethan blinked, confused. Talks about me? Olivia nodded, her eyes glistening. That day, when you fixed her bike for free, she came home crying. But not because she was sad, because she said, Mom, there are still kind people left in the world. You have no idea what that meant to me. Ethan's throat tightened. She's a sweet kid. It was nothing, really. Olivia smiled warmly. To you, maybe. But you see, I was at my lowest point then. My husband had just passed away. I was working double shifts just to keep a roof over our heads. That day, when Sophie came home and told me what you did, it reminded me that kindness still exists. It gave me hope to keep going. Ethan lowered his gaze, humbled. Olivia continued, a few months later, I started my own business. It's a company that refurbishes and donates bikes to underprivileged kids. We call it Sophie's Wheels. And it all began because of your kindness. Ethan's eyes widened. That's incredible. She reached into her purse and handed him an envelope. We're expanding now. And I need someone who knows his way around fixing things, and who has a heart that understands people. I want you to head our new repair and training center. Full-time salary, benefits, everything. Ethan was speechless. I don't know what to say. Olivia placed a gentle hand on his arm. Just say yes. You gave us hope when you had nothing to give. Let us return the favor. For a long moment, Ethan couldn't move. His chest tightened, and his eyes blurred with tears he hadn't allowed himself to shed in years. He finally managed to whisper, thank you so much. Sophie ran forward and hugged him tightly. See, Mr. Ethan. I told Mommy you're the nicest man ever. He chuckled through tears. Looks like you were right again, kiddo. Months later, Sophie's Wheels opened its new branch, right on Maple Street, where Ethan's old garage once stood. The walls were freshly painted, the tools brand new, but the heart of the place remained the same. Ethan now taught young trainees, many from struggling families, how to repair and rebuild bicycles. Each morning, Sophie would come by to visit, bringing cookies and laughter that filled the shop with life. One day, as Ethan locked up, Olivia approached him with a smile. You know, Ethan, when you fixed Sophie's bike, you didn't just repair a wheel, you set an entire journey in motion. Ethan looked at the sunset, the golden light reflecting off the rows of shiny bikes. Maybe sometimes, he said softly, it's the smallest fix that makes the biggest change. Olivia smiled. Exactly. He looked down at his hands, still rough, still stained with grease, but for the first time in years, they didn't feel like tools of survival. They felt like instruments of purpose. And as he watched Sophie pedal down the street, her laughter echoing through the evening air, Ethan Cole realized something powerful. Sometimes, when you fix something small for someone else, the universe finds a way to fix something big inside you. A single act of kindness may seem small, but its ripples can transform lives in ways we never expect.